Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to another Mondays in the Meditation Room with Dr. K for Midlife Musings. Wow. If it's Monday, it's time for Mondays in the Meditation Room with Dr. K. I'm so glad you are here. I'm so glad you are joining me today. I am glad this is the first Monday in a brand new month. How about this is our first Monday in a brand new month? Not only that, but it's the first day of a brand new month. Welcome to November. If you saw my post, I had started calling it Thanksvember. It's November, but it's also Thanksgiving season, right? So I decided to call it Thanksvember. Thanksgiving, November. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Sister Max. Glad to see you this evening. This is the second to the last month in a whole year. Do y'all believe that we have almost come through a whole year? For those of you who are watching or get ready to sign on, or watching live or on YouTube or the Light Woman Facebook page, or you're watching the replay, welcome to the room. Come on in to the meditation room. Tag your sister in the chat, call her up. Tell her to come on and join us in the room. Nothing but love here, enlightened women who have decided to redefine what midlife is for us. It's not chaos, it's not crisis, but it is a rebirth, awakening, reimagining of our lives, and deciding that this is going to be the best season of our lives. Not without some challenges, but we are well able, right? So good evening, everybody. Hey. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Hey, Reverend Dawn, thank y'all. So y'all know, I I have my Bikram hot yoga sweatshirt on, right? Good things come to those who sweat. Black owned Bikram Yoga Studio by Kendra Blackett. And I put it on because I was getting ready to do some workout, but I never got around to it. I literally just vegged out on my sofa for a little bit because it was a very emotional day for me today. And I just want to just take a moment to breathe, just flow with our Mondays in the meditation room theme song, and just bask in the presence of our sisters on today. Hey, Subi. It was a very emotional day today. Had to eulogize one of the members of our church today, just beloved. And I've had to keep my emotions in check for so long that they are slowly but surely resurfacing. And so I didn't even have the energy to try to dress up, but I was like, I'm going to Enlightened Woman Tribe. It's Mondays in the meditation room. I don't have to put on any airs or pretend. I can just come just as I am. And so I'm so grateful that y'all are here today, and so thankful. Not only that, I'm so excited that we have a special guest on tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. She was so gracious to reschedule. When she was initially scheduled to come and join us in the meditation room, Facebook had that crazy outage and they wouldn't let me schedule the broadcast. It wasn't stable. And so we had to just kind of table it for another Monday. So, what a better time than starting a brand new month? So, Enlightened Woman Tribe, for those of you who are here live and those of you who watch in the replay, those of you who are watching on YouTube, I want you to help me welcome and celebrate Dr. Monica Moore Holmes. I'm going to bring her up and prayerfully all will be there. She is there. Thank you, face. Thank you. And those of you who can chat in the chat as you greet each other, go ahead and welcome Dr. Monica to the meditation room. I'm so excited to have her here on today. I'm especially excited because um, I've known of her. I knew of her husband before I knew of her because one of our sons in ministry, Reverend Jeremy Keys, knew her husband, and he has relocated to Texas, and we absolutely miss them. But how many of you know God doesn't make any mistakes? He orders your steps and connects the dots just when you need him. Know of her through my good girlfriend, Pastor Vita McCoy, and was so excited as we were getting ready for the Serenity Experience back in September, and was looking at the registration list, and I said, woohoo! So excited that you joined us. And so even though you can't see the chat right now, I just want you to know the tribe is saying, welcome, Dr. Monica.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, Dr.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you. And Dr. Kelly, our paths crossed years ago. You may not remember. I'm sure you don't remember. I was a quiet, shy thing. I was a member of Ebenezer for 8 years. I was the good usher on door number 8.
what?
Yes, yes.
Oh
I
my
got actually. We got married at Ebenezer.
really?
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
That
I think
is
you all were youth pastors. Were you youth pastors then? Yes,
yes.
I remember.
Oh my gosh, Dr. Monica, that's bringing back memories. But that's amazing that you would say that, because we the service that we did for one of our members was at Ebenezer today, and it was
Oh wow.
just so good. So grateful to have that spiritual connection. The
Mhm.
Brownies are our spiritual
Mhm.
parents, covering just everything, and they just blessed us, and so it was so good to be home today.
Mhm. Mhm.
It made what the task and assignment was just a little bit easier, um,
Awesome.
to be back at home, and so I'm grateful. So welcome. So I want to start with you. I have some things that I'm gonna talk about a little bit later, but I wanted us to have some time to have a conversation up top of our time today. And I'm looking down just for a few moments so I can pull it up, because sometimes our platform doesn't always identify who's on and who's commenting. But sometimes on my Facebook page, when I go directly to it, I can actually see who's commenting and who's talking. So I want to be able to do that. So I just want to take a minute to do that. I didn't want y'all to think I was ignoring y'all looking down at my phone, but I just wanted to pull it up so I can make sure I can identify anybody that comes on, and so we can have a good conversation, because we'd like to have good conversation. It's not just me, but it's the Enlightened Women Tribe who participate and make this experience so rich and full, because we all hold wisdom that we can share with one another. So um, I'm grateful for it. Grateful for the tribe. Grateful for the tribe. So Dr. Monica is just really free flowing on tonight.
Okay.
Hey, Sister Carolyn.
Okay.
It's just, and we're just gonna talk. I'm gonna kind of ask you some questions, and you can
Okay.
share with us. And then even later on, when we do our brief kind of teaching, any insights that you have that you want to share with us,
Sure.
please feel free to do so. I'm just um, looking forward to hearing from you, because I just believe that you have something that you can share with us that will encourage us on our midlife journey, right? So, hey, Dana Dane. All right. So, one of the first things I want to do, because sometimes I'm used to really um, paving the way and interviewing, one of the things I want to do today is to actually give you that opportunity to tell us about yourself. So, um, I want to start with something that may seem unusual, but it's always fun. Just take a moment, Dr. Monica, if you would describe yourself in one word. And I know we always have a whole bunch of words, but anything that just comes to, I don't want to say anything, but one of the first things that come to your mind, because that's usually the most important thing. So what one word would you use to describe Monica in this season in your life?
Well, I would use the word motivated.
Mm-hmm.
motivating. I'm an encourager.
Mm-hmm.
I see things in people and I try to push them towards those things that they may not see in themselves. And if
Mm-hmm.
I could just press pause and just talk a little bit about the Serenity Experience.
Yes.
So I'm at a place in my life where, most of us are. We've given, 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 given to everyone else,
Mm-hmm.
right? My wife, 25 years in June. I have
Mm-hmm.
two sons and I have a bonus daughter. And
Mm-hmm.
my youngest is a sophomore in college. So I've always, everyone has been my focus. My 80-year-old mother lives with us.
Okay.
Uh, I'm just, but now it's time for me, right?
Yes.
And that was hard for me. But the Serenity Experience, I was on the path to in that direction, but that just sealed the deal because it's one thing that you said, and I won't say it like you said it, but I I received it like you said it.
Mhm.
I'm a grown woman.
Yes, come on, the tribe knows that we say it all the time.
That did something for me like no other. That I mean, the entire day was a blessing. I mean, the information in regards to my medical health and um, the breathing techniques and just the information that was shared. But that one statement,
Mhm.
it did it for me. So I feel like I owe you.
My sister Sonia said, she said, yes, we all know this. Somebody put it in the chat. Just go ahead and be bold and brave and just say, because we said we are grown ass women. Just go,
Yes.
I'm a grown.
Yes.
And we don't often think about that. But when we do, we're like, wait a minute, I don't need anybody's permission
Right.
for this place in my life and
Right.
for this season in my life.
And I've never felt the need for permission to do,
Hmm.
but I felt the need for permission to feel.
Hmm. Oh, that's so good. So good. Yep.
I'm free.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
Yes.
free. I'm free. And the information that you share with us about we're constantly evolving. Like what
Hmm.
I needed yesterday, I might need today. But it's
Yep.
okay because I need it today.
Yep.
I don't need what I needed yesterday or last week or last month. So
Yep.
you have to come along with me. You have to follow me.
Wherever I am in this moment, just come
Exactly.
along, come along. That
Exactly.
is so good. Thank you for sharing that because I had that on my list here, and I was saying, oh yes, we're going to talk about that. So for those of you who don't know, back in September we did the Serenity Experience, and it is really what I call a uniquely curated experience for women in midlife, and the whole point is for the empowerment and enlightenment of Black women in midlife and providing that space for us to get exactly what we need for this season, for those aha moments, for those discoveries, right? But for it is to rediscover who we are.
Mhm.
Because who we are is still in there. She's
Mhm.
in there. We just have to remove the clutter, uncover some things, relearn some things, unlearn some things, so
Mhm.
that we can actually be that woman. And then give ourselves permission, exactly like Dr. Monica said, to feel. That
Mhm.
that was so powerful that you said that, because a lot of the discomfort we have in our bodies, a lot of the sometimes even the sadness or heaviness that we have is because um, we second guess what we feel.
Mhm.
We feel guilty about what we feel,
Mhm.
or feel like we're not allowed to feel,
Mhm.
even though people may not have said that specifically, but their actions,
Exactly.
their expectations of us to be a certain way, and now allow us to the freedom to feel what we feel in that moment. That is so powerful. I think I might have to find a psycho spiritual expert to come on and kind of talk about that,
Okay.
because we can get those feelings kind of stuck in our
Mhm.
bodies, and then we're dealing with dis-ease or issues in our body when really it's just some feelings.
Mhm.
down in there that we need to allow ourselves to feel. So, so good. So what would you say that being an encourager and motivating people is your passion? Because that was going to be my next question. What do you feel like is your passion for this season in your life?
I really feel that that's where I am at this season in my life. I am 35 years Prince George's County Public School
Mhm.
employee. This is my 35th year. And
Woo! Wait, we need to just stop and celebrate that right there. That is, one of our theme songs in the meditation room and for Enlightened Woman is Bravo by Lettucey. We played it
Mhm.
at the Serenity
Yes,
Experience. That sometimes we need to just stop and give ourselves a
yes,
round of applause to thank.
yes.
That is major.
So now I'm thinking about next steps, right? And
Mhm, mhm,
as you mentioned, I'm a certified Strength Finders coach as well as a life engagement coach. So I'm looking really to fulfill that role in the next phase of my life.
mhm,
In regards where I'll have an opportunity to support people, to encourage people, to help them identify areas that they may not be familiar with, or
mhm,
they may need to enhance those areas or just become aware, right?
mhm,
And then giving them opportunity to discover who they are. And with Strength Finders, I believe that's an excellent tool to do just that. It's an awareness assessment.
mhm,
It's a 177, I believe,
mhm,
questionnaire. It takes about 40 minutes to complete. And then once the assessment is complete, you are identified by what are called themes.
mhm,
And there's two ways that you can access the package. You can get your top 5, which is, of course, less expensive than your full 34 report. I
mhm,
encourage people to get their full 34 report because it helps um, allow you to view the full spectrum of who you are. The top 5 is
mhm.
a good gauge to begin with, right? But
Okay.
the full 34 talks about your dominant themes, your
Mhm,
supporting themes, and your lesser themes, right? So we
mhm,
operate normally in between the top 5 and 10.
mhm,
So with that, I look forward to just helping people um, just become better versions of who they are.
mhm,
Strength Finders really supports and it started with a gentleman named Don Clifton, and
mhm,
he's named the father of strengths. And
mm.
he started asking the question, what would the world be like if we asked what was right with people
Wow.
opposed to what's wrong, right? So from
Oh,
that,
good.
yeah, what's right? What do I do right, right?
Mhm,
What if we had employers and we had uh, pastors and we had uh, friends who talked about the things that we do well?
mhm,
How would that impact us? So that's the premise that Strength Finder stands on. That's the foundation.
mhm,
So when you take the assessment, they ask a series of questions, and some of them are repeated in different ways.
mhm.
But the end product is an assessment of who you are, right?
Okay.
So there's 34, and my top 5 are developer,
Mhm,
positivity,
mhm.
individualization, developer, belief, and
Mhm.
restorative. So
Okay.
positivity speaks for itself, right?
Yes.
Individualization says that I'm a person that's going to treat you for who you are. I don't expect you to fit in Monica's box. I
Mhm,
don't expect Monica to fit in Kelly's box. We are who we are, and I accept people in that manner.
mhm,
Developer is the person that sees that potential,
mhm.
and they say, "Look, I could be in a grocery store, and I can stand beside somebody, and they say, how you doing? What are you doing? How's your mama?" That's who I am, right? They say, I always wanted to, be own a salon. Well, you can get a grant and you can go to
Mhm,
this building. And I'm just telling them, I mean, I don't know them from any, but that's just who I am, right?
mhm,
Belief, that's my number 4. Belief is just, I have a strong value system, a strong
mhm.
belief system. What I believe in is what I believe in, right? And then restorative, if you come to me with a problem, we're not leaving until it's solved. I'm going to try to do
Wow.
everything in my power. So a little bit more about strengths. Strengths, they have come in 4 domains. There's 4
Mhm,
domains you lead with, right? There's a relationship domain. There's
mm,
strategic thinking domain, the influencing domain, and the relationship building, strategic thinking, and executing the
mm,
work breeds.
Mhm.
So where do you think I fall based on everything I just told you?
Give them to me again.
Relationship building, strategic, and it's not a test, Pastor Chaos.
I know.
Relationship building, strategic,
Mhm.
executing, and influencing.
I don't know. Maybe between relationship and influencing.
I'm related, but I have some executor, but
Mhm.
6 out of my 10, my top 10 are relationship building. So, I go to work in the morning. I cannot sit down and focus until I go to three people's desks. How you doing? How was your day? How was your weekend? What you do? That's just who I am, right? And so the beauty of Strength Finders is if you have a team of people working together and you have this assessment and they're all aware of their strengths, we know who does what. So
Mhm.
Pastor Kelly, as a pastor, you're bored, right? So
Mhm.
this assessment would help you identify the executors, the people who are just going to get it done, the
Yeah.
thinkers, the ones who are going to think it through, the influence. They can go out to the community and solicit some community partners for you because they can woo people. They can their communication skills. And then the relationship builders, they're the ones who they're the glue that keeps everything together. So at this phase of my life, I'm ready to do that work full time, right?
Do you think that what do you think about the importance of something like that for women in midlife now? Like with the strength finders, because a lot of us are kind of in that same place you are. That's what happens in midlife. Where's the pivot point? What do I want to do with my life now? As we look back over, our lives, do we stay here? Most of us are in that transition phase in midlife. What do I want to do with the next portion of my life? How
So
do you think strength finders will help women in midlife?
so I think it will be very instrumental because with the assessment, there comes three reports.
Hmm.
There's the theme report that gives you a general overview of stress.
Hmm.
Then there's the signature report that dives a little deeper. But then there's the insight report
Hmm.
that provides information that I'm telling you, Pastor K, when you read, like, did they follow me in my past? Like, were they in my childhood? Because there's such an in-depth description of
Hmm.
who you are, right? So from the report, I found that I am a pleaser. I always knew I wanted to make people happy. But the report gave very detailed information about who I was. So I think at midlife, right,
Hmm.
you take these reports, you understand how you operate. See, Strength Finders is a way for us to view the world through our own lens, right?
Oh, let's go good.
So it helps you identify and discover. So you may have always been one who likes to have a conversation, but you have your report. Communication could be in your top 5. That's why I talk a lot. That's why I engage in conversation. You know, or there's some people who meet no strangers, and that's what's
Mhm.
called woo, winning others over, like that. So it helps identify, and just become aware of who we are and how some of those traits,
Mhm.
character traits, were birthed because that's who we are, and because they're natural, they come so easy for us. That's why, again, Don Clifton said we're going to look at what's right with us. These
That's
things are
so
naturally inherent for us to
Mhm.
operate in, right?
Mhm.
So knowing this helps us understand. So for me, strategic is like 32, 33. Don't ask me to kind of strategize anything for you because you will be
In trouble.
in trouble, right? So I think it's well worth women where we are. If we haven't had the opportunity, I think it is so beneficial.
That is so because we're a lot of us have, like you started when we were talking about the Serenity Experience, so many of us have given so much of our time and our energy to birthing, building, sometimes rebuilding, and then like you said, did you say your mom or your mother in love lives there with you? We're back in that scale of not just raising children but caregiving for parents, right? And some are really doing things with their grandchildren. But
Hmm.
we're in that space, though, of still trying to rediscover who we are. And because most of us as women haven't really been given green light or conditioned to really constantly stay in touch with ourselves, we can kind of lose that.
Mhm. Mhm.
And rediscovering who we are, sometimes we don't do it or can't because we don't know how. We don't know what the first step is to
Mhm.
recover who we are. And so I think that, skills, assessments, um, strength finders, can
Mhm.
be very, very beneficial. And I love the process of what is good about you, what
Mhm.
is your strength,
Mhm.
because we can get so used to comparing ourselves to other people that we don't even realize what our strengths are,
Mhm.
how good we are, how, gifted we are. And that's something I think we all need. And so I would encourage you on, before we get off, I'm going to ask Dr. Monica to give us her contact information and ways that you can reach out to her if you feel like this is something that's going to be beneficial for you in midlife. I think so. I'm going to do it.
Oh, good. Well, and when I teach just in the school district, there, Strength Finder says that there's 1 in 33 million that has the exact same strengths in the exact same order that you do,
Wow.
right? So
Wow.
what I share in the public sector is there's a book I read that says that we're fearfully and wonderfully made.
Mhm.
So that's just confirmation. The
Yep.
strength finder is that we're all unique. God has made us all unique. He has made us all with purpose, right?
Mhm.
So it's amazing to me, and it's been life changing.
Yeah. So Enlightened Woman Tribe, talk about to us, share your thoughts about the fact that in this season, as we're trying to rediscover ourselves or awaken to ourselves, um, do you feel some type of sometimes inertia because that's not a skill that we've been taught to reflect or to really focus on self-awareness. We know how to respond real quick. We know how to react real quick, but to respond, to work and strengthen our emotional intelligence, to really think about who we are and to be okay with responding with um, our true thoughts, to really communicate what we're really thinking without always being afraid of losing people or messing up. That don't mean you just say anything any kind of way. I'm not saying that, but a lot of times we hold stuff in.
Mhm.
Um, because we're fearful. We might not even realize we are. But what do you think, or have you been taught? I know I haven't. I've been taught to kind of know what other people are thinking, or try to make other people comfortable or meet other people's needs. But I haven't always been taught to think about and contemplate on where I am, what I'm feeling, what is motivating me in that moment, what is the thing that's driving me, and do I really know what makes me tick and why I respond in a certain way. And I think midlife is that perfect time to get to that place where we're so in tune with ourselves, that we're at peace with ourselves, and finding ways to get to know ourselves is perfectly okay, right? And finding tools and ways to absolutely do that. And so I wanted to ask you, as we are in midlife, what would you say is one of the challenges of being in midlife and one of the joys of being in midlife for you right now?
You're asking to try.
Yes, you.
For me.
You,
Oh,
yes.
I thought you. Okay, okay. I'll start with the challenge. One of the challenges of midlife is I don't know. I'm about to be very transparent, but I have not embraced, and this is, I haven't embraced the changes,
Mhm,
um, specifically hair color.
mhm,
I haven't embraced that.
mhm,
Other areas I can still work on, the weight gain and things. So I have to embrace who I who I am, and I have to remind myself this is a blessing. Like
mhm,
everyone doesn't get to be 59, right?
mhm,
It's a it's a blessing. So I have to embrace everything that comes along with it, right? So
Mhm.
it's been a challenge, but um, I'm excited about where I am in this phase in my life, right? Because I am having the opportunity to discover, and I'm having the opportunity to embrace and move forward in things that I never thought possible, right? I
Mhm.
call myself the wingman. Like I like to be the second man, right? I'll work hard for you, I'll support you, but being out front is new for me
Mhm.
and challenging, right? But I'm excited because I believe that God has gifted me in this area, and I believe that I'll be in a position to help, as you say, help so many people. So I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to that.
That's awesome. I think we're all having that place of struggling with all that comes with it, whether it's what's going on in our bodies, that seems just so like sometimes random, like where did that hair come from? Oh my God.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
like, why is my back hurting? Or, this, why can't I feel like I walk past the donut and, there it is on my butt. What's
Right,
happening?
right.
All of the above, not just the hot flashes is part of it, but really being, even educated about what goes on with our hormones and what's
Mhm,
what's happening with all of that, the ups and downs. And we all are challenged with that. And part of it, I think, is because it comes on so imperceptibly, and then all of a sudden it feels like it's bam.
mhm,
And that's why for me, the Serenity Experience, Mondays in the meditation room, whatever we're doing, and curating for women in midlife, in particular Black women, it is to make it a part of our natural transitioning and progression in life, right? That
mhm,
we talk
mhm,
about it, from the time we begin, our menses, by the time we begin our period, we should be talking to young women and teaching them and creating it as a celebration. We see everything as such a curse.
mhm,
Um, a part of being a woman as such a bad thing. When we learn how to embrace it, celebrate it, let it flow, manage, learn, educate ourselves, and take care of ourselves, because sometimes a lot of the stuff that we're going through when we're in midlife, because nobody told us you need to take care of your body. uh, so by the time you get here, you're not trying to retroactively, get healthy or eat right or drink more water or,
mhm.
take vitamins. And I think we're all in that place. But the good thing about this season is we really don't have to do it alone.
Right.
I think in generations past, they just stayed so tight-lipped and didn't really talk about it or share. And so I think that's the good thing about this generation and this time, that we're talking about it, and we're encouraging them, and that we're being intentional.
Mhm.
Which brings me to what I want to talk about, right before we close out for tonight, is that we're in a brand new month. Today is November 1st, right? We were closing out October with talking about reflection and resetting. Right. If you didn't watch it, go back, watch the replay, take some notes, look at the chats, and we talked about it. So here we are in a brand new month. And I want to talk about, just for a few moments as we start a brand new month, is attention and intention. Attention and intention. This is the season of our lives, and especially as we celebrated the life of an amazing woman, a guy, her name was Beulah BB Barr Pittman, just amazing woman. And she was just so full of life. And it just makes you begin to think, am I been paying attention to my life? Am I just going through it? Am I just getting up in the morning, do what I do, go to bed, get up in the morning, do what I do, go to bed? Are we paying attention to our lives? Are we finding those little things that brings us joy? Are we finding those moments where we can stop and not miss life and just let life go by? Because I declare, Dr. Monica, there's some years when we're talking about, I'm like, I can't remember nothing that happened. I don't. I don't even remember.
Right. Right.
And not to mention with this pandemic, 2020 feels like a blur, and almost 2021 is a repeat. And we can be so fixated sometimes on what not's going right, or what's
Mm-hmm.
not going
Mm-hmm.
well, or what we didn't get to do, or that we thought we was due by this time, that
Mm-hmm.
we miss celebrating
Mm-hmm.
the good, or the things that did happen, or the important, meaningful things.
I wasted so much time waiting for what's next.
Mm.
See, when you said living in, I wasted a lot of time looking for the next.
Keep talking, y'all. I'm talking. I'm here. I'm like, I need my laptop because I can't. We can't miss this conversation. I need to plug it up real quick so we can get it. All right, good. So that, please say that again. We'll say that all the time, that we can waste time on things that, what is it benefiting us? Is it helping
Mm-hmm.
us?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So pay attention to your life, pay attention to yourself, pay attention to what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you want. Just pay attention, right? Stop going through life with blinders on and missing the good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We can miss it, and then we get to the end. We're like, ugh, yeah. Set some time, maybe 1 or 2 days as we go into the beginning of this month. Get quiet. Solitude is so healing, and you can literally hear what you need to hear if you would get quiet, right? Spend some time in solitude, in meditation, in prayer, and journal. Take some notes, and encourage yourself to pay attention to your life this month. And it can start with just being grateful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Start, we literally do a list, 1 to 50, 1 to 25, and every day write down something that I'm grateful for, that you're grateful for. That will help you begin to slow your mind down and pay attention. And then be intentional, y'all, which is something you intend to do, or do to bring about, or determination to act in a certain way. What's one thing that you can be intentional about? Because Dr. Monica, we can get all overwhelmed, but I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, don't do that. Just because the month will go by so quick. For the next, 29 days,
Mm-hmm.
make an intention for yourself for this month, so that when you get to the end of the month again, and it's time for us to reflect and reset, you'll have something to reflect on. I just, just say, I think I want to set an intention to find some solitude. I want to set an intention to speak well of myself, to be nice to myself, to speak positive. Just kind of in the chat, if you're there right before we go, just talk about just a few moments about what it's going to mean and what it's going to look like for you in the month of November, to pay attention to your life. And then to set an intention. Because sometimes things won't get done unless we put the energy of intention out there. All right, what's one thing that you can set your attention on?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Think about it. Talk about. Come on, put it in the chat. Dr. Monica, what do you think about those through attention and intention?
Hmm. I have to pay attention to my thought process,
Ah, so good.
and I'm learning. As a result of COVID, I understand there's been a lot of family churches birthed. Ours is on Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Our family
Mhm.
comes together.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we've been reading a lot of inspirational books, and one of them was Battlefield of the Mind,
Mm-hmm.
and being intentional about what you think about.
So good. That is perfect. Yes.
And then we also are reading Mark Batterson's books, The Draw
Mm-hmm.
the Circle and the Circle Within.
Yes. Yes.
Being
Love that book.
focused and intentional, and paying attention to what we say, not only what we think, but what we allow to come out of our mouth. And
Ah.
it's been very powerful.
Mhm.
It's been because some things you want to say and you don't want to put things out there, so
Mhm.
you're actually thinking about it. So that's my goal, to continue to do that, right? And continue. I've also felt the need to be more intentional of how I interact
Mhm.
with coworkers,
Wow, it's good.
um, because people will try you. But I've always want to be in a position where I am shedding a positive light.
Mhm.
So I can't say everything that
Mhm.
I see or everything. So
Mhm.
I need to be intentional and continue about that. So that's my goal, and just being grateful,
Mhm.
being grateful. You know,
Mhm.
I've survived COVID. I was out last week.
Mhm.
Um, when you sneeze, people want you to leave the
I know,
office.
right?
People literally
Yes.
came to my desk are like, I thought you had a tickle in your throat, but you done coughed 4 times, so I need you. I'm good. I have a
Mhm.
cold.
Mhm.
So I went immediately. I left.
Mhm.
Went to the doctors, tested for COVID.
Mhm.
I had a cold.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, we're so hyper vigilant now,
Oh
and
gosh.
we have to be mindful of that too, and pay attention to the level of almost PTSD that we're dealing with
Mhm.
COVID,
Mhm.
because we have such a heightened
Mhm.
sense of fear and stress and attention and our bodies, and we need to be mindful of that, because
Mhm.
that means that our bodies are constantly tapping into that fight or flight mode,
Mm.
that is pushing our nervous system to that place, and when we stay in that place, it can wreak havoc on our bodies, right?
Mhm.
So that's why breathing, deep breathing, and taking that time, it taps into that, and it calms us down. And I love it. Some of the tribe is saying, I need to pay attention to overthinking, because I can
Mhm.
talk myself out of something good.
Mhm.
So good. But my intention is to sit, be quiet, and listen. Yes. Another tribe member says, paying attention to my body and being intentional about taking better care of this temple. It's the only
Mhm.
one we got, y'all.
Right.
We're not in them science fiction movies where we can go somewhere and they can replace it, and we walk around. No, this is it.
Mhm.
Right? Being intentional about effective communication and knowing when something needs to be shared, even if it's not always the best news. Woo!
Mm.
So good.
Mhm.
Thank y'all for sharing that.
Mhm.
And just saying that we need to pay attention and be intentional will then begin to get the ball rolling and the juices flowing, to set us up for a empowering month, because we don't know what each day is going to bring, right? But having an intention of how we want to show up during this month will help
Mhm.
us to stay focused. So yes, thank y'all so thank you. Can come on, Light Woman Tribe. Help me thank Dr. Monica Holmes for
Mm.
joining us on tonight. But before we go, wait, well, I want to get your contact. And how can the tribe reach out to you if they're interested in Strength Finders, or interested in you coming to do something for them? Maybe they're over a team, or
Mhm.
some coworkers, or maybe they want to do it for their family, whatever it is.
Right.
How can
Because
they
it's
get in touch with you?
first, let me thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I didn't say that at first. I should have my manners with this. I'm new to this, so
It's all
I'm
right.
excited. But thank you so much. But I can be reached by email right now. I don't have a platform as of yet. I'm working
Okay.
um, on obtaining those things. But I'm at Dr. Monica Motivates at gmail.com. Dr. Monica Motivates at gmail.com. And I will respond. I would love to work with you and just give you an opportunity to
I'm looking forward.
experience. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the call so we can.
Yeah. Awesome. You got all these. Thank you, Dr. Monica. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you
Monica.
so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
we put it on. Y'all see her email, Dr. Monica Motivates. What an empowering email. I absolutely love that. So every time we say it, we are reinforcing
Thank you.
who you are and what you've what you're doing. So, tribe, you know what I'm going to do, right? Do not forget to get the Enlightened Woman book, because I had all intentions to try to work our 4-part free masterclass for those who bought the book um, in November, but so much just came upon me, including dealing with my own health. I look, I decided, girl, be a grown woman, right? You know, you can't do that. That is not going to be healthy. It's not going to work for you. So please stay tuned. And because we're in the holiday season right now, we're coming up on that. More than likely, our 4-part free masterclass, Mastering the Midlife Pivot, as we go through the Enlightened Woman book, it more than likely will be um, 4 Mondays prior to Mondays in the meditation room in January. So that will, give me time and give everybody time to make sure is presented exactly as you want it. So you'll start hearing information on what our 4 topics will be for each session. And so share it with the sister, share it with someone, and watch out. We said to October 31st, which will be our special for the book. And so, but right now you can order it from me. You can do it right. It is $19.99. It's a combination book, workbook, journal from Amazon, or really just come on straight to me. Just hit me up on my Cash App. Let me put that in there. uh, Kelly Hayes, and you can order it, and I will get the book right out to you. And look for opportunities throughout the holiday season where I'll jump back on and say we're gonna get back to that special at 15 or 2 for 25. Invite a sister with you for the holiday season, November and December. But January, that is the goal, to kick off our 4-part free masterclass on mastering the midlife pivot as we go through the Enlightened Woman book, Inspiration and Reflections to Rediscover the Joy of Being You. I'm really, really excited about it, but I want it to look like what I want it to look like. And I want it to be something that will absolutely benefit you as we go through the book and pull out some nuggets. And we're going to be dropping a little bit here and there through to the end of the year. And you'll have the exact dates within a couple of weeks. Because guess what, Dr. Monica, I'm also in the midst of planning my mother's 80th birthday brunch in
Wow.
Cleveland, Ohio. So that's the
Oh,
fun
okay.
part, planning something all the way in Cleveland, and I'm
Yeah.
in Ohio. So that's where I'm turning my focus to right now, doing some things for my health as well.
Mhm.
And so when it comes, it's gonna be good, because y'all know we like to do it the right way. So let's look forward to that. Let's go ahead and get the book, or hit me up on the Cash App, um, 19.99, and get it. And then, or I hear y'all. Some of y'all like, I'm gonna wait till you drop that special coming up here and there and for the holiday. It's all right and it's all good. But we just want you to have the book in your hands and share it with the sister, and bring a sister with you for that time. I absolutely love y'all. Y'all know this is my time. I I just get life when we come into the meditation room, and look forward to, between now and Wednesday, we're going to drop a meditation video to help us set our intentions as we birth serenity meditation and breath work. So I'm looking forward to dropping that video so we can really focus on what we want to see happen for our lives. Thank you, Dr. Monica.
Thank you again for
The
having me.
Woman Tribe, have an
Thank
amazing,
you.
restful evening on tonight, and sleep well, rest well, and absolutely love on yourself.
Mm.
Love on yourself tonight, and love on another sister as well, right?
Connecting to
Love
iPhone
y'all.
and Kelly
See y'all
Meta
soon.
2020.
Have a good one. See y'all next Monday, if not before.